Okay, welcome back to our History Decades, Ultimate Decades Challenge. And our sad 19 people that we still have living in our family. Now, there are a couple of things that I need to address right off the bat. Number one, I am filming this before 1348 has gone out, so I have not read your comments. However, I'm not going to do anything or make any decisions in this video in this year, so that will definitely be something that I'm going to wait until I can read some of your comments from the 1348 video to kind of see where we want to go forward. I do want to show you, I spent some time off camera completely redoing kind of and resetting up the cemetery now that we've added a lot more people in there. I also, and because Sister Terry was all by herself, I moved in some of the Sims that you guys have created from the gallery into different places. So first of all, in this house, I did move in Sebastian Hammond, who is one of the guys that y'all created, and I moved in Lucas McOtter, who is another one that y'all created, and then this girl, Zuria, I found on the gallery, and I changed her up a little bit, but I just kind of found the basic, I don't know, sim, and then I kind of changed her a little bit. So these are the extra people now who live here, and yes, they are going to be marrying into our family. I thought it was super sweet that somebody said that I couldn't have a Sebastian that lived, so she made me a Sebastian that was already a teenager. I made them all young adults so we could skip the teenage thing. They will still be listed as teenagers in the book, in my book, but they're not going to be teenagers. And then Zoria will get aged up when we actually need her in the game. So let's look at the cemetery. Okay, so we still have our same thing back here where we have Grace and we have Edmund. And then we've got Beatrice and Sebastian and Robert and Cooper and Ethel. So these are all the children that did not get married that they had that now are here. Then we have, I tried to go in order of the people who got married. So it's not in birth order, but it's in the order of their marriage. So here's Mary and Adrian, and then they have Kavanaugh here with them because both of their other two children got married. So then next was Hugh. His wife technically was the next one to die, and neither one of these. This is Eve, and then this is his daughter. Let me move her thing so it'll show up. This is Hannah, who died as a toddler. And then his other two kids, John and Michael, are in a different spot. Well, Michael's still alive, but then we had Michael and Millie, and then this is supposed to be Bernard and Olive. So here's where they are. And I gave everybody like different kinds of flowers. I just wanted it to look really pretty if we came here like in the spring. So then we switched to this side and we have Clara and Howard because Clara and Howard's children got married and they're in a different spot. This is Adeline, and this stone I put right here is for Daniel. So then we have Anaya and we have Allison, who just died in the plague. So this is going to be Daniel's spot, but I just marked them. If they're still alive, but their family members have died, I marked them with the stone. So here we have Thomasina and Thomas, and we have Henry that we lost from Gwendolyn and Christopher, but they both lived. So here's their stones for them. Then over here we have Fauna and Snow and Winter, even though for some reason it's not letting me see that, but that is Winter. Yeah, something to remember Winter by. So this is for Jewel and for Michael. This is where they will be on this side. Then if you flip it around over here on this side, this is John's. That's for John. This is for Isla, who is still alive. And then this is the four kids, Sarah, Carol, and it's not showing up, but that's Sebastian, and that is Felicia. So that is John's people right here. Then next to them, we have Penelope. This will be for Stein. And then this is Penelope's daughter, Diana. Then right here, completed and done. Nothing else will be added. We have Nathaniel and his first wife, Alina, and then his second wife, Morgan, and his son, Howard. So that is what everything looks like. We've got room to expand here, and then we'll just keep coming out here another section. But I will eventually maybe have to go underground or do something about this cemetery part over here so that we can expand that way. But for now, this is what it looks like, and this is what we have. It was actually pretty nice to go through and like organize everybody into their families and put them all out here. And I have spaces for their loved ones where they'll be buried so that they like know where they'll be. I don't know. Over here, we have Richard, the people who lived here, and we have Megan. Over here we have John and Richard. They're the kids who lived here in the orphanage who died of the plague. And then we have Megan, who is Morgan's sister that was living with the English family, and she died of the plague. And then this is just a blank one that accidentally got put out here. And I'm going to keep it there until I need it, because like I needed a blank one up here for Bernard because I don't have Bernard's stone. So I think that's it. Like I said, this was kind of therapeutic, I think, to go through and like put everybody in here and organize them in this kind of way. So I have added, like I said, these Sims in this house that you guys created. I also added a brother and sister that was created also by you guys, and I put them in the English household over here. So they have a cat, Merlin, which is super cute. Anyway, so this is Aurora and this is Andrew. I am not going to be playing them, but this is where they're going to live until they join our main family. So our war, we just have Captain Keen. We don't have anybody in war anymore, so it doesn't matter about war until we get to the next role. He is not a played family. Then we have Michael and Jewel, who have one child. Now, there were a couple of mistakes that I made in the last video, and maybe some of you caught them, and maybe some of you didn't. But I caught them when I was editing, and I decided that instead of interrupting that video and like talking about them, I would do that here. So, first of all, I rolled for Sarah, who was one of our toddlers over here in our main household. I rolled for her to become a child, and she rolled fine, and I never aged her up. So what I'm going to do the next time I go in there with Isla is I'm just going to go over where I changed their ghost age, and I'm going to make her a child because she should have been a child before she died. I mean, it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. She still would have died, but she should have been a child. Now, the other two that kind of are more, I don't know, problematic, I guess, but I still can't do anything about it, is we have Flora here. And Flora actually rolled to die, and Fauna rolled to live. So I don't know. I guess their names were maybe in a different order than when they were in the house. I don't know what happened. I don't know how I messed that up, but I messed it up. And I killed Fauna, and Flora was supposed to be the one to die. So I don't know. I don't know. That's not the only one I messed up. Way over here, where we have Francine. Francine was supposed to die, and Diana was supposed to live. And instead, I killed Diana, and Francine stayed alive. So again, this has all already been saved. I can't go back because I didn't save it in a separate spot or slot or whatever. So that's it. This is what we have. I mean, either way, one of their children lived in both situations, and I just picked the wrong one. So anyway, we are going to kick off this year with absolutely nothing. We only have 3 birthdays for the whole year, and none of them happen until tomorrow. So I'm just going to go hang out with Isla and the little babies, and hopefully tomorrow Ingrid will become a toddler, and we'll have another toddler in the house. Like I said, I'm not moving anybody. I'm not doing anything. I'm not having Michael and Jewel get pregnant. I'm doing nothing until I talk to you guys or hear from you guys about like opinions that you guys have. So as Isla is in here just by herself, I did want to talk about one thing. Our heir right now is Kellen. He is right here. And I got home just in time for 13:49. And he is number 1 on the list. Number 2 on the list is then Michael. and Michael has no males to pass it on to. Then the third one on the list after Michael is Daniel. Daniel, we know, has no males. And Daniel is about to become an elder next year. So I really think that our only viable options for heirs is Kellen, number 1, Michael, number 2, and then Michael's going to have to start having some kids with Jewel. So that is what I think has to happen. You guys can give me your opinion on what you think needs to happen as far as like where these people need to live and if I need to move them all in together or how that's going to work. Kellen is very sad, Mom, just like you are. So I really just want your opinions on those things. Oh my goodness. She doesn't even want to come in here and feed the baby. She just went straight to lay down in the bed. She's like, lay down and cry. She's like, I can't do this. I don't feel like she needs help here, if that's what we're talking about. Like, I don't necessarily think that's the issue because, she can handle the 3 toddlers on her own. I think more of what I'm asking is, like, would it make sense for Michael to move back home, or would Michael and Jewel, like, stay where they are and just have kids? And then if something happens to Kellen, they would move in. Like, does that make sense at all? So anyway, I hope it makes sense what I'm trying to say. Oh my gosh. Grim is here to kill or to take one of the chicks. All 3 of the babies are screaming and the coop looks awful. I hate that she can only super efficient baby care 1 child at a time. All right, we're coming out here to try to take care of these chickens right quick, at least as much as we can. We're definitely not going to be buying more chickens or doing anything like that. The garden actually looks really good, which is good. I know Keziah is still screaming. That's because she what? Who's crying? Nobody's crying. Okay, everybody's fine. I was like, wait. I could hear a baby crying, but I didn't see anybody crying. All right, let's come out here and take care of these rabbits. Rabbits. John's not here to do it. And maybe once the kids age up a little bit, like it really won't be a big deal for her to handle the chickens and everything. Oh my goodness, she came out here and cleaned the coops and I didn't even tell her to give them any food, and now they're all thinking of leaving because they're starving. It says it about all of them. They're thinking about leaving. All right, let's harvest everything. Well, our garden reset, so never mind. I guess we're good. And Kellen is screaming. Let's see if we can super efficient baby care him. Yes, we can. And then it's time for Ingrid to become a toddler. So we're going to go roll for her to age up, and hopefully things will work out. All right, everybody here is handled and they seem satisfied. Let's go roll. Okay, Ingrid is becoming a toddler. That is anything but a 4, 8, or 12. Oh, good. I was very worried. All right, in 14 days, she becomes a child. One of the things that I wasn't thinking about was Denise over there at the Cooper house is going to become a teenager this year. So if she rolls well, next year she'll get married and we'll have another person in the Cooper house that's having babies. But if you notice over here on the side, we have nobody trying for babies because we had Nathaniel and Penelope and Daniel, and they have all died. So at least one person from each family has died. So that's what we have now, is nobody trying for babies. Anyway, Mom, you get to come in here and have you a toddler. Wait, this is Ingrid, right? Yes, okay, good. Oh, independent, Ingrid, and you're blonde-headed. Like all your siblings. I know, babe. She popped out being so sad from everybody in the family dying. Mom. Okay, here is baby Ingrid. I was waiting for Isla to be able to potty train her, but I forgot that she's independent. She can get on that potty by herself. All right, Isla, come handle the baby, please. Ingrid is doing fine, just hanging out. I mean, she's sad, but she's doing okay. Isla is a little bit hungry, but she's decided to take a nap. All right. She was sitting there so cute with baby girl, and then Kellen started screaming. Well, Ingrid and Isla are both just now getting to sleep at 4 o'clock in the morning. Actually, Isla's eating. She's still not asleep, and it is almost 6 o'clock in the morning. So we are out here because it is time to roll for Denise. She is going to be becoming a teenager, so it's anything but a 7 for her. Fantastic. So we're going to not give her a choice about getting married because she is now the oldest, the heir for her family. And she will be getting married next year. Oh, here we go. Art lover. There's so many people in this family that are art lovers. We're going to make her a painter like everybody else. Oh, there we go. Denise. She's really cute. She has been removed from the Miller girls because she no longer meets the requirements. So here's what I don't understand is what are the requirements for Miller girls? Oh, young adult and child, not teen. Okay. Miller women. Okay, nice. Denise just joined the Miller women with her mom. Okay, we're going to go with this one because Gwendolyn is red. Denise will get her own color when she moves out. But here is Denise. Okay, so Denise is all aged up. Okay, so Denise is in the club. Denise has done everything else that I think she has to do. We've modified her in Create a Sim, so we are good to go back home. At the end of this year, I'm making her family pictures again, and I'm already sad about everything that what it's gonna look like for everybody. Oh, here they are playing. Isla's just doing everything she can to give them like a normalish childhood. And now it's 10 o'clock in the morning and Isla is ready to go to sleep because she stayed up all night. So I'm going to let her sleep for just a minute and then she's got to come out here and do all this stuff. At least she won't have to water the plants today. I know, she's out here in a thunderstorm. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, she just got struck by lightning. I'm sorry, we have to feed the chickens, don't we? Like, isn't that a thing? Okay, we don't have to do the rest of it. Please get in the house. I cannot have the mother dying because she got struck by lightning. I've gotten the notification that like 3 more roosters are getting on in age. So, oh wow, there's some hearts coming from the thing. I guess that means we're going to have a hatchable egg tomorrow. Oh my gosh, Isla. Okay, we're going to put everybody to sleep. Actually, if Ingrid goes to sleep being this hungry, I'm going to get a notification that says she's going to be taken away. So, there's 1 left of this forager stew. Come get it, please. And then, wow, the whole house is shaking. Then you can go potty and go to sleep. We'll just sleep the day away. It's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. But we can't go outside. I'm going to be watching, and if the rain stops or slows down or whatever, we will come out here. Oh, evolve. Ingrid still hasn't made it to sleep, but Kellen is up. Mom, come on. Wow, there's been a Oh my gosh. There's been a thunderstorm for over 12 hours now. This is just so loud. We're just going to have her come knit. She's still trying to make some socks for the kids. I want her to be able to knit onesies, like baby onesies. I'm wondering if we're getting anything from it. Like, I don't see, that looks like it struck there, but I don't see anything from it. She can do some sweaters. I think we'll have her do a children's sweater when she finishes the socks. I want to see where the lightning is striking. She finished the socks. Okay, and it's midnight, so she's going to get something to eat and we're going to let her just go on to sleep unless one of these babies starts crying. Oh, both babies, Mom. Both babies. Okay, it's not raining. It's not storming. Please, let's get out here and see what we can do for these poor chickens. Wow, lots of evolving needs to happen around here. All right, I hear you, Keziah. Got us a baby screaming. Just a second. Mom's in the garden. She can't quite hear you. 13:50 starts tomorrow. Okay, it's already 11 a.m. and we need to go do a roll. We have one roll today. We have Bella Cooper becoming a child. So we're going back to the Cooper house, hopefully, with good news. A 9 or 19. Anything but a 9 or 19. Okay, good. Now, so that it's all not bad news, we do have a whole group of kids that are going to become teenagers in just a couple of years. This starts in 1553. We'll have Flora, and then Mary, and then Francine, and Adrian, and then Bella. So, we have quite a few in a 2.5 to 3 year period that are all going to be turning teenagers. So it looks a little barren up here, but then when we get down here, it's a little bit better. So anyway, let's go age her up. Oh, she's a goofball. And she has the same hair that she had before. Okay, I think we're going to go with this for Bella. Aw, look at Gwendolyn hugging the baby Gold. Somebody pointed out that it's funny that the kid that's named Gold has dark hair, which I think is funny too. That was not my intention. I was hoping if I named her that she would have blonde hair, but she does not. Anyway. Okay, so we did it. Who is at our house? Lily Zoo. I don't know her. But anyway, we are all done and headed back to the main house. And what I was thinking I would do, this year we were going to play Daniel's Family, but how that went. So what I was thinking was that I would back here at the main house just call Daniel over and hang out with him for a little bit today. We sent him a note and we were like, Daniel, why don't you come over and let's just be sad together? Okay, well, she doesn't even know Daniel, so she cannot invite him over. She actually knows more dead people than alive. This just can't be right. She knows a lot more people than this. Look at her friends. And why is her husband not in these lists of ghosts? Oh, there he is. Okay. Anyway, so she does not know Daniel. So I guess we will not be inviting him over today. Can you feed the baby? That's what he wants. Uh-oh. We need more water. Baby Ingrid is going to play with the dollhouse. Nice. She is so angry all the time now. Maybe that's her stage of grief, but all the time. Okay, let's check out the garden and see what you can do over here. She was going to come out here, now Kellen's screaming. Oh, wow. Imagination level 4. She can super efficient baby care him. You come out here and talk to really great Granddad Edmund's plant there. See if that'll give you some attention so Mom can do her thing. Mom, you got to stop weeding. Sorry. White rooster is getting on in age. Brown rooster is getting on. They're all about to die, which I'm just going to let them die at this point, and we'll buy more when we're ready. All right, why don't you come over here and let's give Ingrid a bath. And then you can take a bath. Wait, what are you doing? Okay, no, give Ingrid a bath. Okay, then you can have that, do all that stuff. Uh-oh, there's a baby screaming. Okay, super efficient baby care her, and then you can take a bath. All right, then I think we're all good. So it's 7:45 at night. I was like, oh my gosh, Michael's here. Of course, that's not Michael. That is Raul, all the way from France. Okay, we are going to end this year right here. So I want to know what you guys think. I've said that multiple times. So I'm going to go make our family picture for the 1350s. And it's going to be so sad and remind us all of what happened in 1348. And then we will be able to move on with our future and what's coming up next. So thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you in the 1350s. Bye.